speak clearly.
Dude, so how you been today?
I'm good.
Really?
Got a good workout in.
Oh yeah?
Got the pump going.
Got that pump going. Did you lift some good weight?
It was okay.
What'd you put up?
As far as, I guess, because today was chest day. It was just normal reps, more reps than weight. So not a big deal. Just putting regular stuff up.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, because we've talked a little bit before. We recently met up and talked about some of the things going on in your past and kind of where they are now.
Yeah.
So I got a question for you. With meeting up and talking again, like right now, what would you like, or what would help you for being here today? Like talking about things right now. Like, what do you think? In thinking about the things we've discussed and some of the things that have happened in the previous session and what we talked about, what are some things that you think would help today?
I'd like to, I guess, have some, answers for, no, maybe not even answers.
Okay.
I want, you gave a good word yesterday. It's not restoration. It's like
Redemption?
Redemption. I'd just like a full cycle to occur where like everything starts coming together.
Okay.
Yeah.
What does a full cycle look like where everything comes together?
I think it's like from the past relationship to now, like everything be given back to me plus more.
Okay.
Yeah.
So like Job, you'd like to see that.
I'd like to, yeah.
You'd like to see Job, where Job gets everything back. You'd like to see that happen.
Hey, I've been jobbing it up for a while right now.
Jobbing it up. Okay. So, you'd like to see everything come back to the way it was, a redemption from it. I see that.
I feel like I'm impatient enough.
You feel like you're impatient enough?
Well, patient enough.
Patient enough? Like you've been waiting long enough?
Yeah.
Well, do you think that I've got actually something that I was thinking about before we were talking, a Bible verse that came to mind after our last session. I wanted to ask you about it. It's Romans 8:28, and so I figured this might be a verse that interested you. The verse says, "And we know that all things God works together for the good of those who love Him and have been called according to His purpose." Do you believe that verse?
Honestly?
Yeah, be honest.
No.
No? Do you mind if I ask why?
Because I failed to see how it enacts in my life, or how it's working within my life.
Really?
It's a good verse.
Could you be more specific on like the things in your life?
Like read the verse again.
The verse, and we know that in all things, God works good for those who. And we know that in all things, God works for the good of those who love Him, who have been called according to His purpose. In all things.
All things.
How do you feel about that? Because I can see it on your face, and you're very verbal about it. What specifics are you thinking of? What comes to mind?
Well, immediately when you say good, I'm expecting like I know what good is. Good for like God and all things good. I think like for His kingdom, but not necessarily good for me. You know what I mean? Like good for His kingdom would be like I go to Africa and save villages. You know, well He saves villages through me. But like good for me would be like something I would want rather than something that the kingdom needs. And I know there's a discrepancy there where those two are different. And that's the problem. I guess what I want may not necessarily be what the kingdom desires. I don't know. I feel like we're getting on track here.
No, it's okay. I'm just hearing what you're talking about.
I guess it's just the fact that it's in all things good. I haven't seen that in my life.
Yeah.
And I feel like it's wrong for me to ask God for the things that I want because of the fact that I don't know, like.
Why is that wrong?
Because it doesn't show up. Like obviously I've been praying for, ever since the breakup, but things would get back to normal. But at the same time, in the back of my mind, I always think like, man, He doesn't have to answer this prayer, like. It's probably very low on the importance list for God to answer this. So it's kind of It's kind of like he works for all things, good, or however the verse puts it. I don't know.
Okay. So you have some doubts that come up with that verse of if God is really good.
And the main thing is when you read that verse, it doesn't mean anything to me. I read it and I'm like, that's a good verse.
But it doesn't have
any emotional connection with me whatsoever.
Would you say that's because of your past and what you've seen?
Sure.
Okay. So we were talking just a second ago about weightlifting. Why do you like weightlifting so much?
Oh, I know the answer to this one.
What is it?
Weightlifting gives me the control.
Okay.
How so? Unlike in my walk with God and walk with Christ, I can see results. They may not even be immediate, but I can be in control of what's happening. Like I have the physical power to be big or to be small or to change my body. It's me taking something that I want and allowing myself to take it as far as I need to. And I know God gives you your body, but at the same time, when you're in the weight room, it's like, this is my time. This is my deal. And you don't get that feeling in life, There's too many variables going around. You don't run this show. Like, you can't control what other people do around you and stuff. And that's why the weight room, and amongst the chaos, at least in the weight room, like I have the power.
Yeah.
It's like no one can tell me no in the weight room. I'll push until my body maxes out.
Do you mind if I ask you a question? Do you feel like that's related to, because weightlifting was such a pivotal time at your past, like when you and your ex had broken up, weightlifting was such a pivotal thing because that gave you control?
Absolutely.
Do you still feel that just as strongly about weightlifting?
Absolutely, yeah. If not more so.
Okay. So that's a place that makes you feel like you have an answer, or in a way that you feel like you have control.
Things make sense in the way.
Things make sense. Where everywhere else, things don't.
Right.
Okay.
And something that was uncomfortable at first is now comfortable.
Okay. I can see that.
Yeah.
That makes sense, man. So does weightlifting, does it build up confidence in you?
Yes.
Like, does it make you feel confident?
Yes and no. I feel confident in the way I look. In my eyes, I don't feel confident in the way others perceive me, if that makes sense.
How so?
I like the way I look. I like the way, I'm progressing as far as what I'm doing is like my size.
Okay.
I'm growing my hair and it's looking all different. Growing a nice,
looking like Thor.
Looking like Thor, and I hear Thor comments. That's awesome. But at the same time, it's almost weird. Like it's almost reversed since high school. Where in high school I was a little man with a big man inside. You know what I mean?
What does that mean?
Like I was strong in the Lord. I knew who I was. I had a fight in me. Like I desired these things and I would go after them.
Okay.
Now it's almost reversed where it's like I'm a big dude on the outside. Hold up, big dude on the outside. And now the inside's full of doubt. I'm not.
Okay.
I'm not so confident anymore because my perception of God's changed. It's matured. He's not a genie in a bottle, and he's not. I'm not, the one He's revolving around. So.
Would you say that your view of God is matured or darkened?
Both. I think it's become more accurate in some ways, but also it's distance itself.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, if it's distance itself, what does that feel like? That distance. How does that feel? To think that this confidence that you had, this big man inside, this confidence you had in the God of the universe, the one that promises good things, and when you get handed all the bad, what's left? How do you view that? What does that distance feel like?
I see it in the Bible. I mean,
really?
I see it in the Bible with every character. The doubt and stuff. And I'm not naive in saying, oh no, I'm the only one that's ever felt this before. Like I know, I see Moses, and he's had 40 years of just bull crap. pretty much anyone. Elijah, just they've all faced problems and stuff like that. But in each story, like, God has come through somehow in a really big way.
Yeah.
I'm just not at that part of my story yet.
Okay. So you would say that you're still hopeful?
For real, I am hopeful, and I don't doubt that he can't do it.
But just you're not in that place.
He just hasn't done it yet.
Okay.
And it's not my place to ask why, but me being who I am and mortal, I'm asking why, you know?
Well, okay.
Like every day.
Well, what if we take a little second to ask why?
Sure.
I got a question for you. So, say if this miracle that would fix everything, that would make everything new, like this idea, this miracle that you're asking for, that's like, okay, God's going to redeem things, He's going to give answers. So if God's finally going to give answers, say you went to bed tonight, and when you went to bed tonight, while you were asleep, God sent you a dream saying that I'm going to answer everything you needed to know. Reconcile your past, give you confidence, answer these doubts and these wrestlings, and handle this business that you've been dealing with this whole time. And while you were asleep, that happened. And then if you woke up and you saw that God did it, that He did that miracle, what would your life look like?
You wouldn't even be able to recognize me.
Really? What would be different?
I would be new.
How would you be new? What?
Oh man, I wouldn't hold such a burden on my life, my shoulders, and I wouldn't be so silent and introverted all the time. Dude, just thinking about that, because one, you know, that what would happen in that dream, I guess, would be like Megan would. Well, I came on. I'll say real names. Her.
Yeah,
It's too late now.
It's too late. It's already out there.
I was going to say, Megan would obviously, we would not get back together, but we would have a get together and thresh things out, and have a true closing. And whether it's me apologizing or her apologizing, I hope it's her apologizing.
Yeah. I understand, dude.
And just not having hate and not having the desire to go back.
Okay.
Leaving that meeting knowing that done. Yeah, that's it. And then, like, immediately after, like, you know, I can't approach girls. I have that problem. I'm not the introduction guy. I can carry a conversation as far as you want it, but I don't introduce myself.
Okay.
So have a girl that I'm actually attracted to, just on a level that I perceive myself being deserving of. That's wrong, but you know, a nice looking, attractive female. Just, I wouldn't say have the courage. I would say just have the notion to just come up and say what they feel. You know, hey, I'd like to get to know you. That's weird. I would probably receive that different, but something along the lines of me at least having a conversation and knowing they're interested.
Yeah.
I can carry it the rest of the way. Like, that's fine after that point. I don't have the confidence in doing that in reality, like going up to people.
Okay.
Because I'm assuming, you know, rejection every time.
Okay. So, with that, let me ask you a question then. What would the people in your life do differently about you?
Like what they would see differently?
Yeah. How would they see you differently?
First and foremost, I would be different when I talk to people about the gospel.
Huh. Like how so?
I would speak with confidence. I would speak with, yeah.
Okay. Is there, well,